Today's review is a double IPA from Dark Revolution. This is Trouble Maker. But what's it going to be like? Keep watching to find out. Welcome back to Rocker's Beer Review. Today we're going to Dark Revolution Brewing in Salisbury. This is Trouble Maker and it's a double IPA and there's loads of hops in it. On the cold side, we have Citra, Nectaron, Superdelic and Galaxy. And on the hot side, we have Citra again and Simcoe. It's got house hazy yeast. It's got wheat, barley and oats. So let's crack it open, get it in a can, get it out of the can into a glass and see what it's all about. 8.3%, a little bit higher than the normal 8% double IPA. I had an IPA from these guys fairly recently and it was good. And I've had this one sitting in my fridge for quite a while. I don't know why I avoided it, but thought it's about time I had it. So I'm looking forward to this one because as I said, the IPA was good, was decent. And it's a brewery that, you know, I haven't had much from before. So it's always good to find a new brewery really and one that makes good beer. Well, beer in a glass. Again, things like these glasses, I get all this carbonation sticking to this glass. I don't know what it is about this glass. I've had it out quite a while, but, you know, so I didn't think it was overly cold. But we've got 2 or so fingers of very sort of, look, we've got some big bubbled head there, loose bubbles head. That's not going to stick around long. But we've got a lovely coloured beer, colour bit of beer. Very custardy, looks pretty good in the glass. Yeah, that's pretty good. And already the aroma's starting to fill the room, which is always a good sign. So let's unpack that aroma. Well, there's lots of tropical sort of aromas coming from this. So you're getting stone fruits, mango, and then something a little stronger like apricot. There's a sort of, I'm getting a sort of pineapple, but there's a weediness in the background of that pineapple. But it's not bright. It's like an over dank pineapple, but actually it's a bit of a strange one because you only drink a beer, you know, oh yeah, the taste sort of develops, it can develop in your mouth, you get a front, middle and end. But with aroma, usually you just smell it and go, yeah, it smells like this, this and this, or it just smells of something really. But this is sort of, the more I smell it, it's almost as if my nose is playing tricks on me because I didn't think there was a slight hint of pineapple, but the more I smell it, I'd almost say pineapple's the biggest aroma of this, but it's not like sweet, it's very sort of over-ripened. If you think of a pineapple, and not the tin stuff, but a real pineapple, and if it's a bit over-ripened, you get this sort of different sort of dank aroma from it, and that's what you're getting from this. I suppose a double IPA, so you're going to get a bit more dankness from it. But yeah, pineapple, but it smells like very fresh pineapple. Oh, I'm looking forward to this even more now. So let's see what it tastes like. Cheers, everyone. Oh, yeah, that's quite different. Definitely pineapple flavoured. And there's a lot of dank weediness to go with it. There's a strong flavour there. And I'm not working out, I think it's actually, the alcohol isn't as well hidden as you get with some double IPAs. Let's go in again. Yeah, there's a little bit of earthiness, weedy dankness in there. But there's a pineapple flavour that's sort of going all around it. Then as it sort of develops a little bit more, the pineappleness has gone, and you're left with this sort of really sharp, bitter grapefruit finish. I think, again, it's one of those sort of beers where some people think this is what a double IPA should all be about. There's the strong juice up front. It's very smooth in terms of its mouthfeel, medium-bodied. Just missing for me a little bit of the sweetness that I like, really. Because straight away, First thing that hits you is that weediness, and that sort of develops into pineapple. Then you get a little bit of just sort of undescribable sort of tropical notes. You know, maybe that's a bit of the pineapple flavour that you're getting. But and as that sort of hits with like a grapefruit flavour, you're getting like an alcoholic lilt. And I don't just say it's like a bit like a lilt, because I'm definitely feeling the alcohol in this when in the actual taste. I don't think it's hoppiness. It's a slightly different flavour than hoppiness. It's a slight warmth and a slight sort of, as I say, earthy, weedy, dank. And then just when you're thinking, yeah, that's as strong a flavour you're going to get, then you get this little dryness on the back end, and you get then this sort of citrus, grapefruit especially, sort of sharp bitterness. So describing it, it's got quite a lot of complexity to it. But I think for me, when I first taste it out, I want a little bit of sweetness and I want that flavour to develop, but you're getting straight away almost like a punchline at the back, a back end sort of flavour, earthy, dank, bitter almost. And it's definitely a more citrus sort of bitterness than a, grapefruit bitterness than a sort of piney or a overly dry bitterness, although there's a little bit of dryness to it. Let's go through the hops again. So we've got Citra and Nectaron, Superdelic, Galaxy. Galaxy definitely for me a dank sort of hop. Stone fruits, it's all about that. Superdelic and Nectaron, I'm still not quite sure what I'm getting with it. Again, I think Superdelic is one of those sort of hops that's like, again, a weedier, stronger sort of citra to some extent. Nectaron, again, that's a bit of a sort of mixture of all flavours as well. And then on the hot side, you've got Citra again, and then you've got Simcoe. And the Simcoe's bringing that grapefruit and that earthiness through, I think. It's one of those sort of beers that you taste it and you think, I'm not quite sure about this. And it's because not many double IPAs taste quite like it. As I said, the flavour is quite strong, and it's strong in its way that you're thinking, is that just a lot of grapefruity sort of dry, bitter, citric sort of like the peel of a fruit, really, that sort of sharpness and that side, less of the sort of pulpiness, but more of the sort of skin and that sort of stuff. But you're getting that quite up front. And the pineapple bit is a bit of a strange one, because to me, I haven't really tasted. You don't get many beers. I don't think I've had them, and whether again my taste buds sort of turn off those receptors now. But when I drink beer, and pineapple is a flavour that I very rarely get. Occasionally, when you get hops that are very distinct with pineapple, like Brew One, for example, maybe even Vic Secret. And also you get a bit of pineapple with the likes of Sabro as well, but the coconut usually overdominates that. But it's not a flavour that you get that much, but you are definitely getting a real pineapple flavour. So maybe Superdelic brings more of that pineapple, maybe, because I don't think Nectaron does. And Superdelic's one of those sort of hops that it's not, we don't have it that often. I'm not even sure where it's from. Is it an American hop? I think it's an American hop. But yeah, it's not a commonly used hop. But it's got a smooth mouthfeel. It's just it's just very upfront, sharp bitterness up front, which is unusual for a New England style IPA. I think it's just there's a lot more grapefruit flavours that are coming through with this combination of hops. It's not bad, but let's get some scores. Okay, the scores are in for Trouble Maker. This is a double IPA, 8.3%, a hazy double IPA it is. Nectaron, Citra, Superdelic, Galaxy, and Simcoe, all the hops. Some on the hot, most of them on the cold side. We've got Citra and Simcoe again on the hot side. Barley wheats and oats, all that jazz, 8.3%. I probably already said that 3 times. And it's Dark Revolution based in Salisbury. Okay, it says on, I've actually looked at it, I see it now in big bloody letters. Citrus, pineapple, tropical. Yeah. If you want this review in 3 words, that's pretty much it really. But, you know, obviously you've had, I don't know, nearly 10 minutes of me rabbiting on about weediness and pineapple and what kind of strange pineapple, and I don't know. Every time I have a review like this where I think, have I done a review before? I think I've done over 100. I think I've done nearly 300 actually. I can't even remember that. I'm going completely mad. So let's get straight into the scores. Starting with aroma, appearance, flavour, value for money. Now, I got this from Pros, so I'm not, and it was quite a while ago. It was just the beginning of the year, so I can't even remember how much I paid for it. But I don't think it was expensive. I think it was maybe around £6. So, I mean, that is expensive for a can of beer, but it's a double IPA. So in the scheme of double IPAs, it's probably at the low end. But I'm giving it an 8. And then finally, my overall experience. So yeah, we top the scores up. And we get a recommended beer, 76 out of 100. I mean, it's quite low, especially with a lot of recent double IPAs. It's a good beer. That sharp grapefruitness. I mean, it may be just the mood I'm in, because actually, the thing I like about this beer the most is that it doesn't taste like a lot of double IPAs I've had recently. There's a slight difference. I mean, we had the things like Putty, and we had and Blood Machines, which obviously we had from last year, but comparing that with this is very different in its flavour. But at the same time, it's probably not, when I think about it now, it's probably up there with them in terms of the quality of it. It's just certain things. I mean, when I look at the scores, overall experience at 12, that's quite poor. That's a bit too poor, really. I should have maybe bumped it up a few. But it's just the flavours are not quite gelling with me right now. You know, right now as in this moment I'm drinking it. I could drink this beer in a week's time and I could think, yeah, that's what I need, that grapefruit bitterness. But for me, there's a harshness about it. I've actually just noticed a few little bits of whatever that is. I never know if that hops or that's yeast. It's definitely quite weediness in terms of it, and the flavour just sort of sticks around. I mean, that's a good thing, you know. It's not as if it all washes itself away. Sticks around, you're getting that flavour, you really are getting down to it. But for me, it's a little bit harsh, both on the front end and on the back end. But I think some people really like it. So if you've had it before, let me know. And anyone wants to give me a brief summary of what Superdelic flavours, the flavours that you get with Superdelic hop, I'll be much appreciative. And yeah, Dark Revolution. I mean, I still think they're a pretty good brewery. You know, even right now, I'm thinking this probably should have been 78, not 76. But I mean, it's still a recommended beer. And I think if you like your double IPAs more on the this sort of side with the pineapple, the weediness, that grapefruit, the alcohol, I don't think is as well hidden compared with a lot of more modern double IPAs that we've had recently. But at the same time, maybe that's not alcohol. I can taste it's just the strength of the beer, and it may be the hoppiness. But what do I know? I've only been doing reviews 5 years. I should know better, shouldn't I? Yeah, well, I hope you've enjoyed this video as much as it's been a little bit of a struggle, I think. So, yeah, please give it a thumbs up if you like it. And if you are not a subscriber, please consider subscribing. And until the next one, you know what you do. Drink good craft beer and keep on rocking.